Welcome back to another edition of Our City. Today is Memorial Day and City Hall was closed in observance of Memorial Day. On Tuesday, June 1st at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'll attend the Continental Airlines Summer Assist Agent Kickoff to address students from the City of Elizabeth who were chosen to work for Continental Airlines this summer. Guests are also invited for a lunch, followed by photo opportunities. Continental Airlines has worked with young people in the City of Elizabeth for the last couple of years in giving some employment opportunities. We wish those students well. On Wednesday, June 2nd at 9 o'clock, I'll attend the 2010 New Jersey Historic Preservation Conference at the Union County College Kellogg Building on West Jersey Street. This year's conference explores unique opportunities for sustaining our heritage and demonstrates our shared vision for a sustainable future, which is integrated with our appreciation for the past. Guest speakers include Robert Ivy, Nancy Kolb, and Donovan Ripkema. The event will conclude with a reception later at the Rich Theater. Later that afternoon, I'll present scholarship checks and awards to the Arabella Miller Halsey Trust Fund Scholarship. Those awards will be presented in my office. On Friday, June 4th at 7 o'clock, I'll join members of the Portuguese community for the raising of the Portuguese flag outside City Hall, followed by a program and proclamation signing in City Council chambers. On Saturday, June 5th, a fashion show at Our Lady of Guadalupe School located at 227 Center Street. And on Sunday, June 6th at 2 o'clock, our annual Portugal Day Parade will be held. This parade will begin at Union Square and conclude at the Portuguese Instructive Social Club on routes 1 and 9. And following that event at 6 o'clock, I'll attend the Elmora Hills Minion Annual Dinner. This year's guest of honor is Shlomo and Rena Lieberman and family. It will be held at the YMYWHA of Union County, located on Green Lane in Union. If you need more events concerning these events or any other events, please call our Public Information Office at 820-4124. And just a reminder, next Tuesday, June 8th, will be elections for the City Council in the City of Elizabeth. We encourage all of you to go out and vote for the City Council member of your choice. Whether you be in Wards 1 through 6, it is a Ward Council election. I'm pleased to be joined this week by the Development Coordinator at the Housing Authority and in charge of new developments, Mr. Jose Sabater. Jose, welcome to the show.
Thank you for the invitation, Mayor.
It's good to see you.
Likewise.
Now, how are the daughters doing? I have to ask.
The girls are doing great. Both of them are in college.
I know.
And hopefully they will start graduating soon.
Yeah. Soon, so they can come back home and live with you and your wife.
I hope that they are able to, the stimulus package of our President Barack Obama will be working, will have the effect that it's intended to do, and the economy will do better, and they'll be able to find the jobs in their careers.
Good.
Or continue to study, as
I'll
we
give
all
them
did.
my best.
I will certainly will, Mayor.
And Jose, we've done an awful lot with the Housing Authority in conjunction with the City of Elizabeth and private developers over the last couple of years. And you've been there through all of it. So tell us about yourself and basically what you do for the Housing Authority.
Mayor, it was actually a pleasure to work with you and your staff in the implementation of our Hope 6 program. As you know, I joined the Housing Authority 13 years ago. It has been 13 years.
13 years?
13 years.
Seems a lot longer, Jose.
It's going to be 30. Really?
No.
Well, I think that we accomplished a lot. As you know, 13 years ago, we still have Pioneer Homes and Magloria Manor, 650 units of dilapidated housing. And 13 years later, both projects are gone. We completed the demolition of all those units, and we have completed successfully the Hope 6 program, which included 550 new units of housing in a total different design, primarily emphasizing the townhouse design, creating more of a community living than just a project, which was the intent. We reduced the density of the demographics on the site, and as a result of that, we have a more vibrant neighborhood, and a neighborhood that now is attractive for investment. So that's what we have been doing for the past 13 years. We accomplished those goals, and right now we're in the process of closing out the Hope 6 program.
And Jose, before we talk about the closing out of the program, 13 years is a bit of time, but you also came from a nonprofit organization and have quite a bit of background in that. You came from an organization in Newark that has a history of housing as well.
Yes, I did, Mayor. I used to, prior to joining the Housing Authority, I worked for 14 years in Newark for La Casa de Don Pedro, which was one of the first nonprofits that started also using and utilizing the Low-Income Housing Tax Credit Program. Was involved in several development programs with them. As we know, the program actually started in 1985 after the IRS reformed the so-called tax reform of 1985. At that time, former Senator Bradley was the architect, if I remember correctly. And the low-income housing tax credit actually was part of that piece of legislation. Most people don't realize that the number one affordable housing development in the country is not run by HUD. It's actually run by the IRS. And that's part of the reason why it's so complex, and it's very time consuming, and it requires a tremendous amount of efforts. Projects cannot get done.
Well, it was that base of knowledge, and the reason I asked that question, that you brought forward to the Housing Authority, which we're forever thankful because of that knowledge and your ability to work on these projects. And as the Hope 6 program comes to an end, it's a great testament to your ability, the Housing Authority's ability. There hasn't been a project in the country under Hope 6 that probably ran as smooth as this one.
Mayor, I think we are very pleased with the implementation process because, as you know, one of the most important challenges in the implementation of such a complex program is to maintain the community engaged, especially the residents. What we did in 13 years ago was that we told families that have been living in a specific environment for generations, we are going to move you out of your environment, we're going to knock down your house, and trust me, I want to build something better and more beautiful, and then you're going to come back.
Tough sell.
There was absolutely a tremendous issue of trust. And the only way that we were able to do so, I believe, is because, number one, your staff and yourself, you were also a relatively new mayor at the time that was bringing a whole new approach and new energy to the city. And there was a trust already that was built there that we pretty much helped us in the implementation, and as well as keeping them engagement. And as we remember, we had meetings with the residents almost on a weekly basis. They were part of the process. They were at the table on a monthly basis. Everything that we did, we did it with their consultation and their participation. And that was important because we also wanted them to have a sense of ownership of the project, a commitment to the project, because at the end, the whole issue of the sustainability of the project was important, and if they felt a sense of ownership that this was their project and that they were part of that process, they were going to be more committed to maintain and sustain the project, which is what we are now 13 years later.
And the Water's Edge, that's the end of Hope 6? Or was that a separate project from Hope 6?
Water's Edge originally was part of Hope 6. It was meant to be the last phase of Hope 6. It was meant to be a home ownership project. Unfortunately, as everyone knows, the real estate market crashed. It created a tremendous problem with the financing. It got to the point 2 years ago that banks were not actually issuing any loans for the purchase of homes. So we had to essentially reposition the program from a home ownership program to a rental program. So what we did was we maintained 10 units, which were the 10 most affordable units in the site, as still home ownership, and the balance of the site, which was a total of 72 units, became a rental development, which they both are under construction right now, as we're speaking. So technically speaking, they are not part of Hope 6, although that it was vision, and in many ways is part of Hope 6. And although, Mayor, if I may, although that we are completing the Hope 6 project, the Housing Authority, and I believe also that the city, is committed to the goals of Hope 6. That's a never-ending process. Because at the end of the day, Hope 6 was about a specific goal that we all share, and that will continue. And that's why also we are so excited about 205 Fair Street redevelopment development project as well.